One of the most influential people in Dayton, a wealthy widow of the son of a famous inventor. Tonight, the community mourns the death of Virginia Kettering. You might not know her face, but her name and her money created buildings and art programs so many of us use.
And Carl Day live now with a look back at Virginia Kettering's life and legacy. Carl?
Well, there was a lot there. Mrs. K was without a doubt the leading philanthropist for this area for many years. She supported everything from education to the arts, civic improvements. Her imprint is all over the Dayton area, from the changing skyline of downtown to the Air Force Museum, the Dayton Art Institute, to Courthouse Square. Born in Bellevue, Kentucky, she moved to Dayton when she was a child, and later, through marriage, became the daughter-in-law of Charles Kettering, who invented the electric self-starter for automobiles. As a matter of fact, the wedding to Eugene Kettering on April 5, 1930 was the social event of the year. Well, she and her husband eventually left Dayton, but they returned when Boss Kettering died to take over the family interests here. One of the first projects, ground was broken in July of 1961 for the Charles F. Kettering Memorial Hospital. But it was to be much more than a memorial.
Much more. It gained life of its own through her encouragement to make sure that we were first in bringing world-class technology to Dayton. And the PET scanner and the cardiac surgery program with Dr. DeWall and others were always an encouragement to make sure that this was just not a tombstone.
Downtown Dayton was going through some tough times, so plans were made to help revitalize it with construction of a 30-story office complex, Kettering Tower. A longtime downtown landmark, the Victoria Theater, was about to be torn down. Virginia Kettering wasn't about to let that happen.
The Victoria Theater restoration was powered in a large way by Mrs. Kettering's generosity. It set the stage for the Benjamin and Marion Schuster Performing Arts Center project, which she also supported in a very generous fashion.
She hoped she could help make Dayton a better place to live. She did. Virginia Kettering was 95.
One of Dayton's leading citizens has died. Virginia Kettering died last night at the age of 95. The arts patron continued a family tradition of giving millions of dollars to Dayton institutions. And today, her generosity is being remembered, her life celebrated. News Center 7's Mike Campbell is standing by live with the latest. Mike?
Donna, Virginia Kettering lived in a suite on the upper floors of Kettering Hospital that you see here behind me for the last 5 years of her life. It is a hospital that was her husband's dream, a hospital that her family made happen. But this was just one of many projects in Dayton that the Kettering family made happen. And for that, the people here today are remembering Virginia Kettering as one of Dayton's most giving people. Virginia Kettering was born in 1907 in northern Kentucky. An only child, she and her parents moved to Dayton where her father started a business. This picture shows Virginia Kettering fourth from the left, next to her father-in-law, Charles F. Kettering. On his left, his son, Eugene Kettering, who Virginia met while attending Moraine Park School. Virginia and Eugene were married in 1930 at Dayton's Westminster Presbyterian Church. The couple lived in Illinois for 22 years and had 3 children, a son and 2 girls. The family moved back to Dayton in 1958 after the death of Charles F. Kettering. Virginia's husband, Eugene, died in 1969. At that time, Virginia assumed the role of steward of the legacy and fortune of the Kettering family, a fortune valued at nearly $200 million. Virginia Kettering carried on the family tradition of giving to her community.
They were more than just significant to Dayton, they were significant to the country, but yet she chose to make this her home.
Frank Perez says among the highlights of Virginia Kettering's gifts included a strong pattern of gifts to Kettering Hospital, more than $17 million over the years to the 400-bed facility on Southern Boulevard in Kettering. Also large gifts to the Sloan Kettering Cancer Research Center in New York City. Virginia Kettering was also a strong supporter of the arts community. She gave multi-million-dollar gifts to the Victoria Theater, the Dayton Art Institute, and money to the Air Force Museum, even joining other family members in this picture at a groundbreaking ceremony.
To aspire to those things that she aspired for, greatness, getting things to be better than they were before you got engaged.
Health concerns forced Virginia Kettering to move into a suite at Kettering Hospital in 1998, but she didn't lose her drive to improve her community.
There was this spark in her eyes always. It is a joy of life. I never left her presence without her asking me, "Frank, how can I help?"
Virginia Kettering died just after 11 Monday night. She was a community pillar, a woman of vision, strength, and compassion, dead at the age of 95.